You follow Malik, keeping several paces between you. Fuel slugs don't move fast, but their attacks are sudden and direct. If he gets eaten, you'll at least have the chance to regroup before entering alone. At the entry to the cave, Malik looks back over his shoulder, the unease in his posture causing you to raise your gun more directly. I'm right behind you. Get in there and tell me what you see. Quietly, though. Those things are sensitive to noise, I know. His voice matches his posture, and you think to pull him back and go in alone. But he steps into the darkness and disappears. A few seconds pass without a word or noise. The slugs make a screeching sound when they attack, so no sound is good. No slugs, he yells out. Really? You question, beginning to make your way to the cave's mouth. As you enter, you turn on your night vision. He's right. Nothing in here but the fuel deposits. I'll fill the container so we can get out of here, he says, but something doesn't feel right to you. Joe, run a life form scan on the cave. Anything bigger than me or Malik. Look, need to... What's going on? Is it another nebula thing? Probably the crystals that line the cave, Malik responds, suddenly right beside you. They can affect comms links. I'll just go outside then, you say, stepping away from Malik, but he cuts you off. I don't think so, Tristy. That name. He almost said it earlier, but now he's unburdened himself from the facade. Aleph, your voice says the hint of both shock and confirmation. I knew it was you. I just thought you'd be smarter than to reveal yourself before you had the upper hand. At this, you prepare to fire your rifle, but he grabs hold of the barrel and directs your aim to the cave wall. The rifle blast ricochets off the crystal enclosure, bouncing around several times before hitting a seemingly viscous piece of earth near the back of the cave. You're going to get us both killed, he says, but you don't care. You start ripping at his mask, wanting to prove what you already know. He's Aleph, the man you betrayed, the man who killed your parents, the man who will come for payment. It's you, isn't it? You bastard! How could you lead me on like this the whole time? You knew it was me. Why didn't you just kill me? Why didn't you take your revenge? Stop! He yells back at you, shoving you off into the ground. The gun falls from your grasp and he scoops it up as you land at the edge of one of the deposits. Go ahead, Aleph, you say, taking off your helmet. Kill me. But take off that ridiculous mask and show me your face while you do it. Look me eye to eye, you murderer. We don't have time for this, he says, still unwilling to admit his identity. We need to get the fuel and get back to the ship. I'm not taking you off the planet with me now. You settle your tone behind gritted teeth as you come to your feet, your hand slipping out the emergency flare from your back pocket. You can get the fuel yourself and kill me if you want off this planet. I don't want to kill you. We just need to get to the fuel and leave so we can talk. I have nothing to say to you, you yell, lighting the emergency flare and pointing it in his direction. Put that out, Cazatriste, he says, still aiming the gun at you. Don't worry, you say. Fuel deposits aren't very flammable, unless a flame directly touches them, of course. And with that, you hold the flare close to one of the deposits, the sparks flickering precariously at the edge of the pool. You'll kill us both, he says, engaging the gun to max power and aiming it directly at your chest. Go ahead, you say coolly. Miss, and that blast will ignite the pool. Hit me, and the flare goes right in with me. Like you said, we'll both die once the fuel starts to burn. Rumbling from the back of the cave distracts you both, and you notice him lower the gun just enough. You rush forward and lunge into him, tackling the raider, the gun sliding off into another pool before you can get a hold of it. Damn it, you yell out, but the rumbling from the back of the cave is now accompanied by a screech. Fuel slugs! We've got to get out of here, he says, his body still trapped beneath your own. You pull your helmet back on and turn on the night vision feature, revealing 4 large fuel slugs slithering directly towards you, Faces that seem only to be mouths with teeth and bodies that undulate and writhe with a unified purpose towards their intruders. You take the canister and start to fill it up. "There's no time for that now," he says as he comes to his feet. "I didn't come all the way here to get bested by a few giant worms," you say over your shoulder. "Go on and leave, Aleph. I don't need you. Haven't needed you for a decade." "You ornery little magpie." The phrasing breaks you for a moment as he comes behind you and picks up the still burning flare. Tossing it in the direction of one of the pods nearest to the slugs, he grabs you by the arm. The sparkling torch hurtles through the cave, its flames interacting masterfully with the purple crystals that line the walls, causing a brilliant refraction of color that pierces through the darkness. It passes over the top of one of the slug's bodies, revealing the prickly nubs that they use to propel themselves, each one wriggling with agitation. Finally, the torch meets its intended destination, the center of the deposit pool. For an instant, there is nothing, just the sound of the flare and the writhing and screeching of the beasts. Then, an explosion of flame erupts from the deposit, a pillar of heat and ignited gas that burst against the roof of the cave before folding over onto the slugs. Their screeches turn from agitation to agony as they begin to writhe not unlike the feline beasts from before. The hulking bodies of the four shield the two of you from the initial blast, but the flames spread faster and faster, closer and closer. "We have to go, Tristy," he yells, pulling you to your feet, and the two of you run towards the mouth of the cave. Another pool explodes, and the cave gets hotter, and the screeching of the slugs has dissipated into the inferno. You can feel the flames hot on your back, Aleph leading the way, clenching your wrist as he pulls you towards freedom. Another explosion, and you feel the flames starting to surround you. You're so close, and you hear Joe's voice. "Temperature bears nearing capacity." As you feel the flames beginning to engulf you, you see a light just over Aleph's shoulder, his leather mask starting to bubble at the back and clothes singeing. "Leap, Tristy!" You hear the words, and as though you were a child again, you simply obey. Your feet effortlessly elevate from the ground, your body suspended in air. Suddenly, a final explosion rockets from behind you, and you feel the force of the blast push you through the cave mouth back into the open air, hurtling your body at least 10 yards from the mouth as flames erupt from the cave and several cracks that have formed in the hillside thanks to the explosions. You can still feel the heat above you, but you're still alive and you're not on fire. Temperature still elevated, but no burning of your skin. "Thanks, Joe." You look over to Aleph. He's lying face down against the grass, and there's smoke rising from his prone body. His clothes are still slightly smoldering, and the leather in his mask is charred and cracked a bit at the back. You see a rising of his back to indicate he's still breathing, though it's very faint. "Ornery little magpie," Aleph says as he picks you up from the deck of the ship. "What's that mean?" you say, rubbing your scraped knee. "It's a bird, very intelligent and very naughty. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. No, I'm sure rummaging through the converter hold is what all little girls love to do. I just wanted to work on my project." "And what is that?" Aleph says, seating you on the tabletop while he goes to get some medicine for your wound. "I want to create a computer for my helmet, one that learns and tells me what's going on when we're on the hunt." "You're only 12, Tristy," Aleph says as he wraps your knee in gauze. "You're not going out on any hunts with me anytime soon." "I've already put my suit together," you say, hopping down from the table and trying out your knee. "Good as new." "Let me show you, Allie." You grab Aleph by the hand, and the two of you head to your small quarters, more of a cove than an actual room. The armor you've made is a near replica of his, metallic gray with green and red stripes painted on the shoulders, the symbol of the bounty hunter's religion. 2 roses, one red, one white, on a thorny vine, in the middle of the chest plate. "Looks like you've done a fine job," Aleph says, examining the suit. "He even made sure to separate the armor plates at the joints to allow for ease of movement. I've been looking over yours every day." "And what's this?" Aleph says, looking inside the helmet. "It's the interface for my computer. I've been uploading data into it so it'll think and act like a human. Well, Mostly. When I talk to it now, it's pretty dull. Needs a personality chip. Don't worry about that. It'll go mad having some chipper or angry voice rolling around in your head when you're in the field. All I need are a few components and a little more programming, and it'll be ready to go. I really think I can help you if you give me the chance. You already helped me by getting my supplies ready and monitoring things from the ship. That's boring, though. I want to get involved. I want to get out there with you. Aleph sighs, looking down at you through the strands of hair covering his eyes. He brushes the mop back and ties it into a bun. You do the same. Look at us, he says with a chuckle. Twins. I'm much prettier, though. That's true, he says, feeling the scar that cuts just from below his left eye down to his chin. You might end up with one of these one day. I don't mind scars. I'll probably get one from this, you say, pointing at your bandaged knee. Not quite the same, Aleph says with a wry smile, tilting his head just a little as he considers your plea for involvement. Tell you what, get those components you need, and once you've got your computer all fixed up, you can join me on the next hunt. Yes, you say, pumping your fist with excitement before running off back to the converter hold. And Tristy, Aleph calls to you, causing you to spin mid-stride, nearly banging your head against the fuselage. I'm proud of you. You beam back at him with a huge smile and run off to get the parts you need.